Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. So today's video is called Does Body Count Really Count? So we talk about body count. For those of you who don't know what body count is, it's how many people we've slept with in the past. Why does that matter? You know, we look at men, and men want virgins, or a low body count, like 1 or 2 maybe. They prefer virgins, which to me is, I find it a little just because virgin is kind of like, it's, oh, I don't want to me, I think virgin, I think someone who's young. You know, it's like there's this desire to pop the cherry, right? It's like, why is that? That's so, to me it's gross. I'm sorry if that's you, but to me it's gross. Anyway, why, you know, do men prefer women with who's either a virgin, low body count? Because women with high body counts, oh, they're for the streets, right? They're sleuths, they're used up, right? They probably have STDs. We make these judgments. They make these judgments about these women, right? Not realizing that women who do that typically are looking for something. They're looking for something in these partners that they have never had. Like, for example, I'll use myself as an example. I had a lot of boyfriends. Okay? I'm not going to hide that. It wasn't hard for me to get a boyfriend when I was younger. But in these boyfriends I had, these partners I had, I was looking for something that I never received from my father. Love, unconditional love, affection, support, well, I don't want to say protection. My dad was a good protector, but love, affection, support, I never got that from my dad. And so I was looking for it in these partners. Typically, people who have high body counts are looking for something in these partners that they never received when they were children. Okay? Dr. Phil says past actions are an indication of present and future actions. Now, I love Dr. Phil. Okay? Love Dr. Phil. And I know he's a retired psychologist, retired doctor. It's fine. He has the knowledge, though. And some of his Dr. Phil-isms are great. I use one of them all the time, right? Choose the action, choose the consequences. But with this one, I don't agree with it wholeheartedly because my past actions are not an indication of my present and future actions. That past part of me is dead and gone. Okay? I'm not that person anymore. I have been able to find within myself what I was seeking in those other people. I found it within myself. Now I can go forward and find a man that is worthy of me. A man that I don't have to seek something from, but someone who I'll be able to be a partner to. You know what I mean? It'll be a 50-50, a 100-100 relationship. It shouldn't be 50-50, it should be 100-100, right? Because I'm 100% now. I wasn't back then. I was looking for someone to fill that part of me that was missing. But I've been able to fill that part of me myself. So now I can find someone who is 100% themselves. We can have a mutually beneficial relationship where they provide what I desire and I provide what they desire. Right? There was a time when I would look at like sex workers and I would judge them, right? And, you know, I would judge them harshly. Like, how could they do that? Like, that's disgusting. But I realize that I shouldn't have done that, because they were just there again. They're just looking for something that's missing in their lives, right? We have a tendency to judge those things that we don't deem appropriate, right? We don't look past the cover of the book. We look at the cover of that book and we're like, I'm not even opening that book. Why? It might be beautiful on the inside. You don't know. Have you ever found yourself in a place of judgment of someone, of these types of workers, or these types of people with high body counts, and you're like, disgusting, right? I'm not even going to open that book. It takes a strong person to be able to say, I don't like the cover of the book, but I want to see what's inside. Okay? Women. Let's look at women looking for men. Okay? We hear a guy has a high body count. Oh, he's a player. Oh, he's a cheer. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Why? Right? Like 90 Day Fiance, Sarper. Right? Timu Ken, Sarper. 2,500 women, allegedly. He's, Mr. Player, Mr. Proud of 2,500. To me, I'm like, that's disgusting. That's nothing to be proud of, right? There I go judging. But through the show, I kind of found out who he is. And he is not a good person. So I don't feel bad judging him, because I'm like, right? So we see these people with high body counts, STD. Oh, they have STDs. How do you know? You can catch a bad STD from one person, right? You don't have to go through a bunch of people. Like we see young girls, they get pregnant. They're like, but we only did it one time. One time is all it takes. One time. Okay? And I mean, obviously, if that, if that's a concern, can you go get tested? And when we say, oh, can you go get tested for STDs? It's like, oh my God, right? Oh my gosh, what do you think I am? Do you think I'm just this sex worker or this player? But there is no reason for us to be like, because it's the other person saying, look, I think honestly and personally, I don't think it should be, you should go get a test. No, let's go together and get the test together. I think it's that you should get it. And it's like, me? Why me? Why not? It turns into that back and forth. But if it's like, you know what? Before we sleep together, let's go get tested together, make sure we're good. Is it kind of offensive? Sometimes, because it calls into question our character, right? I'm not a slow. I was going to say slut and hoe. I'm not a hoe. I'm not a sleut. I'm not a player. I'm not saying that you are. But it only takes one time. Do you have a past sexually? Yes. It only takes one person. I don't care how many people you slept with. It only takes one person. I have a past too. I'll reassure you and you can reassure me. Okay, cool. Okay. High body counts equate to recklessness. Oh, they're reckless. They can't commit. How do I know I get into a relationship with this person and they cheat on me or they dump me? That's been their track record, right? It could be a concern. In Monday's video, I was talking about, or no, it's this video. Past actions are an indication of present and future actions. It's a potential indication. It depends on if that person has realized the error of their ways and decided to find what they're missing another way. If you meet them and they're still in their player ways, or what man or woman can be players too, right? if you find that, then yeah, it's a good, to me, it's a case by case basis. So you can't say that person is a player, they're just going to cheat on me or dump me. Well, have you talked to them? No. Right? The saying, don't hate the player, hate the game. Right? That person maybe have been a player and now they're like, you know what? I've been to therapy, I've done this, I've done the work. I realized what I was seeking in those other people was something that I could seek within myself and build. Right? These past behaviors are in the past. They've already happened. They can't be changed. You can't judge someone by their past. I mean, for the most part, you can in a way, but you can't just close the door on someone just because I don't like their past. We all have a past. We all have skeletons in our closet. We all have things that we aren't proud that we did. Okay? It's a matter if that person says, you know what? You know what? I realize my past. I realize what I've done wrong. I've been able to fix it within myself. I've been able to fix my life, and I'm ready to move forward. Cool. Right? That's why I don't like people like meeting in a bar or a club. I don't think that's a good place to meet people because that's where people go to meet people. Which I just feel like in a club, meeting a guy in a club, I've met a few guys in the clubs and they're just, I mean, but there's always the exception to the rule, right? That's just my personal preference. I prefer not to meet a guy in a bar or a club. I wouldn't, I'm sober, so there's no reason for me to be in a bar. In a club, I'm too old for that. I'm not about that life anymore. Okay? So people talk about sex being sacred. It's a sacred thing you do with people you love or with your spouse. Going back to my sexualization of society video that I did last week, it's open, right? Sorry, I'm twisting. It's more accepted. It's more open. I'm burning incense. Did it go out? I think it did. I want to relight it. It's, it's like, it's in a space right now. It's no longer sacred. Yeah, but it's no longer sacred, right? It's everywhere. However, it's kind of like when it comes to the person that we're with, it goes from being everywhere to being closer, like more sacred because it's someone that we're with. We talk about the past, right? Let it go. That person has a high body count, let it go. So when it comes to like someone's body count, there's a real need to get to the root of why, right? Why is that? What have you been looking for in those people that you didn't have? Why even ask? Why is there a need to ask someone about it, right? To a lot of people, it's like the first thing they ask, what's your body count? And it's almost like it's almost an instantaneous judgment. What do you mean? Why? And people tend to give a low body count because it's like, well, this person doesn't know what my actual body count is. So why even ask? You know that person's gonna lie. It's almost a sense of people ask. It's a form of projection, right? Maybe if I have a high body count, so I want to know what your body count is. I want to know if I should feel good about myself or bad about myself. It shouldn't matter, right? You should feel good about yourself regardless of what that person says. But a high body count is the potential to cheat, right? It's a lack of commitment. Oh, that person has a high body count, they're a player, whatever. So they obviously they can't commit. They don't know how to commit. So why am I even gonna entertain it if they don't know how to commit again? Or they're gonna cheat on me. Again, it has to do with not judging a book by its cover. You know, do you like them? Get to know them. But don't jump into anything, right? Find out what it is they're seeking. It's a hard conversation to have, but it's a conversation people are afraid to have. What is it that you have been seeking in your past partners that you've never gotten? I mean, I think it's a great indication, whatever their answer is, it's kind of a great indication of who they are, of where they are in their life, as far as healing, as far as doing the work on themselves. I feel like asking someone their body count is self-sabotaging behavior. It's a reason to judge them right off. Oh, you have a high body count? Oh no, you're not. No, you're used up. But it's like I don't even know what to say to that. It's so ridiculous, but it's so true. It's so out there, right? Oh, I don't want someone with a high body count. It's like wanting to buy a classic car with low miles. It's probably not good. It's few and far between, and if you do find one, you probably can't afford it. Not to say it's, money, not about money, but someone who is maybe in their 40s, who has a really low body count, really low body counts like it's like, what's wrong with you? Really high body counts, it's like, what are you, a player or something? We have to stop judging people based on how many people they slept with. It doesn't matter in the long run. Okay? It doesn't matter, because there's a need to get past that cover and read the book. Okay? Don't skim over the book. Don't even listen to the audiobook. Read the book. Comprehend the words. Understand. Have compassion. Care. Okay? So that was my video on, does body count really count? And so I will leave that answer up to you. What do you think? Does body count really count? And if it does, why does it count to you? Well, how do you react to someone with a high body count? How do you react to someone with a low body count? Okay, let's start a discussion on, does body count really count? So that was my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to have a beautiful day, week, weekend, month, year, life. Remember to live in and spread love, joy, compassion, gratitude, compassion, caring, peace, and enlightenment. And I will see you next time.